Welcome to the latest media infrastructure sprint demo. We have a couple of features we've been working on over the last 2 weeks. A couple of them we'll be demonstrating for you today. Two of our primary goals for this iteration have been to work on getting streaming video in a non-Safari browser. Up until this point, we've been demonstrating all of the media, streaming media in Safari. So we wanted to start working on implementing non-Safari browsers this sprint. We also have started working on implementing an authentication workflow to allow users who are not currently WebAuthed to provide them with a WebAuth challenge before they view a WebAuth restricted video, and then they can view it. So first off, the browser that you see currently is it's a Chrome browser. This is an embed dev, our dev server, where we've been currently deploying all of our work. So as you can see, I'm pulling in a object from Perl test, and we have a video here that we can stream in a Chrome browser. While I won't demonstrate this right away, we have done some kind of brief testing in all modern versions of Chrome, Firefox, as well as some mobile browsers on iOS, like the obviously iOS Safari, but also Chrome browser on iOS. So we've tried a smattering of modern browsers just to make sure that this player does work there. So as you can see, we're able to pull in a Dash.js viewer and stream video in non-Safari browsers. The next thing I would like to show, I'm going to pop over to Safari now to show you currently our work in progress on an authentication flow. This is very rudimentary early work that we're doing here. So this is going to change a lot from this implementation, but this is just more of a proof of concept to prove that the auth flow works. So as you can see here, I have a video that is not loading. This is just a plain HTML5 video player not being able to load because we're trying to load a WebAuth restricted resource. The viewer has identified that I cannot view this resource and is providing me a link to log in. This link is actually going to authenticate me in Stacks. So as you can see here, I will click this link. I'm going to get provided a new window. This is very similar to how our current image authentication works. So if I dual auth and I come in, and you will see as soon as my two-step auth decides to provide me a challenge, then I click the Duo button. So now the window closed. I was brought back to the viewer. It got removed the link, and it reloaded the video. And now I am able to stream this Stanford protected video. I'm going to now hand it over to Naomi to show some of the work that we have been doing on the Wowza side.
Okay. Got my window?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've been working on the Wowza plugin that will let us authenticate. Well, it's not really authenticate. It's more like you validate a token from the digital stack. So we have code in the digital stacks that when oops, that's not going to work. When a media object is requested, it will do a redirect and give you a Stacks token, which is a token to verify that you are allowed to look at the video in the streaming server or Wowza server. And that code is not fully written yet. That will go back to the digital stacks and validate the token, but it's very close. So what I've done here in this terminal window is I just started up a local version of digital stacks. You can see it's here at localhost 3000, and I can go to localhost 3000 and get a little thing that says, hey, this is a digital stacks app. the more interesting thing is I have Wowza running locally on my laptop as well, and I have set up locally a little, there's these things called applications in Wowza, and I've set up an application that uses this plugin code we've been developing, and if I go and try to play a video, it's looking, I'm going to make it look like what we'll eventually have in our Wowza server that's been deployed, which is video. The videos will be in the digital stack, so they'll have this Druid tree in the URL. So the redirect will actually include that, and it will also include a query string, a parameter for the stacks token, and this would be some sort of encrypted string here. So if I go to play this using Wowza, I can then look in the digital stacks logs, and I can see that a request came through with my user IP. You see the Druid got turned from that Druid path to an actual Druid as it would be expecting in the stacks application. And then in this case we have, oh, apparently I typed stacks token twice. Let me fix that. I might have something on the end here. Or not. Whatever. It's not perfect yet. But be that as it may, here's the thing, and it's getting a 403 forbidden because this isn't a valid stacks token, unsurprisingly. And then if we went and looked at the Wowza logs, which are these, you will see that it made the request and that the session was not accepted because the plugin code said this was forbidden. So this isn't deployed yet, and we're still ironing out wrinkles, but the basic notion that the Wowza server will only play a video when it has a token that has been verified by the app is, in fact, the plumbing is there. So that ends that part of the demo.
Okay.
If you'll indulge me for one more second, if we were to look at our project milestone for this sprint, which we, that's not going to work. You'll see that we are very much on track for the goals we set for ourselves for the sprint. So it is here. Oops, yeah. I did that before.
Yeah, me too.
Or just this. So Jesse demonstrated this, and Jesse is doing a piece of this with the UI part, and what I demonstrated was the Wowza side of it. So it is very much in progress, and we are doing well.
All right, thanks.